Well, hey, welcome back to the North Florida Sports Network. All right. We're reacting to the FSU Miami game, and it didn't disappoint. It was the North Florida Sports 27-20. Hard fought battle. We're going to get a Miami perspective. Probably going to be ridiculous. We got our Hurricane Miami contributor, Justin, on the line. What's up, man? First thoughts of the game are?
The game is always fun.
It is.
Is it not?
It is a fun game. It's a nerve-wracking game. Sometimes I don't. You're right. It's
the
fun.
Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl.
You could feel the tension on the game.
As an FSU or Miami hardcore fan, we get a Super Bowl every year because we get FSU versus Miami, and this game delivered yet again.
Yeah, it did.
As it always does.
It did. It was a hard fight.
Multiple complaints and all kinds of crap about this game.
Let it rip, man. Go ahead.
The game was. Before I get into it, I have to say the game was super enjoyable. I love this game. I love this game every year.
And, even though I don't believe you, so you would rather have this game than Miami blow Florida State out, but that's what you said.
I enjoyed this game more than I enjoyed the 52-10 Miami win a handful of years ago. I enjoyed this game more.
Well, it was a hard-fought game, man. I mean, pretty evenly matched. Total yards.
Can I deport?
Yeah, total yards.
Can I deport Cristobal?
I don't know if it. What did you not like about his I am coaching?
Done with every single aspect of this coaching staff.
What about it that you didn't like, man?
Cristobal called a timeout early in the third quarter after he did not call timeouts at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Almost like you can roll those timeouts. Oh, wait, no, you can't. It's not fucking Verizon Wireless in 2002.
Well,
you can't roll them over. You can't roll those minutes over. He doesn't know how to manipulate the clock. It's like he's never played Madden.
Well, Florida State was able to come out with the victory. There was a touchdown. They were up by 2 scores. Then a big play by Miami in the passing game and a really terrible angle by Kevin Knowles, the safety. Just completely.
And a dime.
I mean, it was a great throw, but it was a great throw, but it was a definitely missed.
It was more of the
worst angle. Then he dove out of the way. It's like, what are you doing? You're the defender. You go break it up. But that changed the game. It started, that made it a close game, and it came down to the last possession. Then Emory Williams extended the drive with a 4th and 2 and was hurt on the play. Then it's TVD entered the game, and the Disney moment where he could lead the team down. TVD'd all over the place with an interception.
TVD'd everywhere, man. Yeah. I mean, it was like 2 girls, 1 cup with TVD.
Well, but you kind of thought it. You knew it was going to be like this. Just throw out the records, and if you look at it, Miami gave a loss away earlier, and so if you 6-3, it should be 7-2. And that's not terrible. And they came to play today. They did. They came to play They came to play up front. They completely dominated the second quarter. But in the total yards department, it was 335. They outgained the Seminoles 335-322 with 131.
The lines of scrimmage. The biggest thing I noticed was Miami was way better on the lines of scrimmage.
They seem to have an advantage there at times in the game, but at other times in the game, Florida State would hit. Yes, but they were also well blocked.
Playmakers, dude. Like all of Trey Benson's big plays started with Miami shutting him down in the backfield,
right,
and him breaking like 3 or 4 tackles and then popping it.
Well, yeah, You don't have.
Florida State has the playmakers.
They do.
Florida State has the playmakers that Miami doesn't have.
I wouldn't. Yes. Miami has to. They had to do that. They had to play that style of game. They had to play that style of game. They had a freshman quarterback coming in.
That's the difference between the two teams. Florida State has the playmakers that Miami doesn't have.
Well, you could see the difference that those two receivers are in Florida State. And that's what you need. You got to have those guys in today's game. Florida State has no championship aspirations without both of those guys. And Johnny Wilson was there in the first half.
Like I said, Johnny Wilson pissed me off so much.
He had a couple drops. Restrepo had a few drops, but there was the defenses came to play. Both teams struggled on third down. Both teams were inefficient on third down. Miami 4-16 on third down. Florida State.
It felt like a 90s. It felt like a 90s football game.
It did. At 4-13 on third down. Miami 1-2 on third down. Florida State did not attempt a fourth down. Questionable call, maybe going for the onside. I didn't agree with it at the time. Well executed onside. Good play by the Miami guy getting up there and getting it. I don't like the call in a tie game. And with at home, you don't. And Miami ended up just they had to get just one first down. And then the guy with the big leg was able to get the field goal, gave him 3 points.
Borregales is one hell of a character.
And he is. And I hate talking about officiating. I hate it. But
the officiating was this legitimately was man. One of the
Thank
worst
goodness.
officiating
I will say this shout
I've
out
ever seen.
One of my that's why I enjoy Sean McDonough when he's broadcasting games. I wasn't able to be in the game today
because he called it out.
He does. He's very dry about it, but
him and also at halftime, Greg McElroy.
Well,
at the halftime breakdown, broke it down.
He was there. Hell? Yeah, what they was running. Yeah, it was a safety. There's no argument there, and that's what replay's for. And Sean McDonough was saying that they went over there and they requested to have an explanation from the replay booth as to why it was a safety and why did they maintain the call on the field. And the replay booth responded that they were going to come over there and visit them in the booth to talk about it, but they didn't. And then later in the game, the same thing. Well, there was another play where there wasn't a flag thrown on it, but it looked to me like a clear targeting call. Regardless, the replay booth in particular had two, I think, easy layup type of calls. And when you have the broadcast booth rescinding requests as to why, wanting explanations,
that's inexcusable.
Yeah, it really is. It's like when you got the drunk guy at the couch, telling you what's going on. I mean, it's aggravating.
I mean, dude, I was freaking 9 beers in. 9 beers in, man, that safety. And I was one-eyeing it. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, if I'm one-eyeing it, and he is way behind the goal line. That's clearly a safety. And then in the third quarter, that other awful call that went in Miami's benefit, I was like, oh my God. I'm not that smart. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. And even I can see this stuff. The officiating in the FSU Miami game was an absolute dumpster fire. It's not what cost Miami the game. And also, that game was fun as hell.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun game. Keon Coleman made his impact on the game, was shut out in the first half, but he had a big punt return, and then he had
that punt return was sick.
Yeah, and then he had the big touchdown catch contested in the end zone.
Yeah, that punt return was sick that he had.
Emory Williams on the day, 8 of 23, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gutsy performance from the North Florida kid from Milton, Florida.
Milton, baby.
Yeah. TBD came
in. Dude, it's almost like he embraced.
Yards to an interception. On the ground, Chaney, 12 carries, 85 yards. Fletcher had 16 carries, 47 yards. So they were able to do a little bit, but the big star was Jacoby George, 5 catches, 153 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then Colby Young had 2 for 29. And you know what I don't see? You know what I don't see there? You know what I don't see? I don't even see not one catch by Restrepo. Not one.
Well, he had at least 3 drops.
Yeah, but that's I mean, at a guy with like a top targeted receiver.
If you keep dropping the ball, I'm not going to feed it to you anymore.
Yeah.
And all Restrepo did was drop from the first third down in the game.
The new quarterback, obviously, but that's big.
Colby Young was underutilized.
Yeah, he got going at the end, but a little bit. But yeah,
Colby Young was underutilized.
He's a big guy. Sometimes you just got to keep throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Although I like
up to him.
Green for Florida State's been playing well, all season. Florida State, there was a Miami had that drive in the second quarter, and they were tough on the ground. But I thought both defenses played really hard and kind of, other than some big plays,
like an old school game.
Yeah, I think that it was hard to officiate this game. Clearly, there was missed calls all over the field. I would have loved to watch this game like on HBO or something where you could hear all the talking. You would have had like earmuff everybody. I
feel like both defenses controlled this game.
Yeah,
which is a fun thing that we don't get to see.
Yeah, it is. That's 2 games in a row. Florida State has not scored 30 points after.
It wasn't bad offense. It was good defense.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
and that's what's fun.
Yeah, that's 6-4 for Miami, 10-0 for the Noles. They have North Alabama next week, and then the Gators.
Congratulations, you cocksuckers!
Yeah, big win.
Beat the Gators. Beat the Gators.
We'll get back. It's always tougher in this series for the home team. It seems like
beat the Gators. So all I have to say for you fans,
that's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle in the swamp, man. We're going to look forward to that game coming up.
I've got your back. I've got your back. Beat the Gators. Beat the Gators. Beat the Gators.
Miami, they'll finish the season in the ACC play.
We'll finish the season in the recycling bin.
I mean, you made a bowl though. It's football. It's basketball season. You have Louisville.
Exactly, it's basketball season. Dude, Nigel Pack.
You got Louisville. Oh yeah, we had the opener, Florida State, with the big opening night win. Man, I love me some Leonard Hamilton and some FSU hoops. We're gonna definitely talk a bunch about basketball coming up.
Hey, a lot of basketball. Get ready for my cocky Canes.
Oh no, we might not let you on
because it's all I got. It's all I've got, guys. It's all I've got.
Yeah. Well, Justin, man, I appreciate you coming on. That was fun as always, and we'll talk to you probably next week. All right.
Yep. Hey, man. Well, the Canes basketball will be 3-0 next week.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you next time.
We got some Canes up in here.
All right. All right. Well, we got to get on out of here. Our ride's here. I think that's good old Canes man, Justin, for coming on. Still rivalry week for the Noles, 3 in a row. Jordan Travis becomes the only quarterback in FSU history to beat Miami 3 straight years. Just adds on to that legacy. The Keon Coleman was shut down at the end of the first half. He had no catches, but he made his impact in this game. Touchdown and a huge punt return. But what was Knowles doing on that safety play? Giving up that touchdown to George. What I found was a good throw, but man, it could have been an interception or an incomplete. If you were taking the correct angle on that play, that was really bad. We're going to get Jimmy Reno. We're going to ask him. We got a football Monday coming up next week. We got a bunch of NFL games to watch. I don't really have a shot at the Latin jug. I think I'm out of contention, but I'll still play it out. And that's always fun. We got a lot more. We're going to look back at this game again. It was a rivalry game, an ugly defensive dominated game. But Johnny Wilson had a few drops, but he was there in the first half. Keon Coleman showed up in the second half. And you need those guys to win these big games. And the ACC officials, just some terrible calls on both sides. Non-calls. There was a non-call against legal contact on Keon Coleman. You can call it pass interference if you will, but that prevented a big play down the field. Completely grabbed his jersey. Mad me if they missed that. I think Jordan Travis clearly had a safety on that play. And then that was clear target. But they just dropped the ball all night long, and I think Sean McDonough's still waiting for an explanation. But we're going to watch, we'll watch it again, and we're going to react to all the games coming up this Monday, and we'll talk to you next time right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
So, all right, here we got a